Hello and good morning, everyone. So it's finally glad to meet you guys. Oh, I know some of you are nervous kasi first time. Who among you are first time na magturo dito sa multigrade? Okay, there's two. Nice. Okay, so let me introduce myself first. My name is Teacher Rajem. My full name is Rajem Ambrose Alportes, a Bachelor of Elementary Education. So I am here to discuss to you the most effective methods or strategy in the teaching multigrade class. So this is our first session to be led by me. Okay. First and foremost, before we start this session, let us first discuss what is multigrade class. A multigrade class is a consist of two or more different grade levels inside a single classroom to be handled by one teacher for the entire year. Napakahirap niyan. And alam naman natin na napakalayo niyan sa tradition na nakaranasan natin sa ating school. I know most of us came from the single base school. Sabihin, yung mga klase natin is grade 1, tayo grade 1. So, we are aware of that. Unlike in the multi-grade, meron tayong kaklaseng grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. And para sa grade 4, may klase silang grade 5 and grade 6. So, mix sila na medyo challenging para sa teachers. Okay? Now that we all aware what is multi-grade all about, let us now discuss kung ano nga ba yung pinaka-effective na strategies or methods in teaching multi-grade class. Okay, first off, alam nyo ba na napakadami nating choices na pwedeng pamilian para sa ating gagamiting approach or methods sa pagtuturo ng multi-grade class. Okay, ano itong mga to? Una, deconstructivism. Pangalawa, research-based teaching. Meron tayong problem-based teaching. Meron tayong integrative teaching. Multidisciplinary teaching. Collaborative teaching. Spiral progression teaching. Contextualized teaching. And inquiry. So, napakadami yan. Composed of 9 and more. Meron pa yan. So, bago tayo mamili kung ano nga ba yung pinaka-effective na approach para sa ating multi-grade classroom, isa-isahin muna natin kung ano tong mga to. So, discuss natin yung brief lang, short lang to. Hindi naman natin to kailangang i-deep. So, first off, let's start it with constructivism. Constructivism is a theory that says learner construct knowledge rather than just passively take information. So, sa madaling salita, constructivism used by the teachers para hindi ka lang basta-basta nagtuturo lang na imik sa unahan, akala mo may kausap ka, yung pala wala. So, using constructivism makes teaching style or teaching approach more efficient and more reliable to the students kasi meron kayong engagement between the student and the teacher kasi you allow them to participate in the class by allowing them to have their own reasoning or construct questions about your topic, and especially you move them to discover or improve their verbal ability. So what does constructivism have to do in my classroom? So here are the three reasons. Una, students are formulated by their own questioning or called inquiry. Second is allow them to multiple interpret and expression of their learnings. And lastly, you should encourage group work and the use of peer as the resources. Now, moving forward for the second approach or method, the research-based teaching. This strategy allowed us to students to carry out their research in their course independently and with an open outcome. Meaning, hindi mo lang basta-basta siya about sa research pananaliksik na thesis, hindi. Research-based teaching allow us na teachers to develop students' problem-solving skills in a current situation such as a real-life situation. Sabihin, binibigyan nyo ng idea yung mga estudyante nyo na matuto kung paano mag-handle or paano mag-solve ng isang problema sa pamamagitan ng pananaliksik. Okay? Next, third, the problem-based teaching. It is a teaching strategy during which students are trying to solve a problem or a set of problems that are unfamiliar to them. Meaning, ang problem-based teaching, hindi lang basta isang problem-based na ano po, pasok sa isip natin is math, science, diba? And the subject matter, yes, it does. It has a problem-based. Pero, the benefits of it, kasi you teach your student on how to develop their problem-solving skills and develop their critical thinking skills on problem-solving even in the real-life situation. Moving forward, wait a minute. Okay, moving forward to the next is the project-based teaching. It is a teaching method in which students gain knowledge and skills by working for an extended period of time and to investigate and respond to an authentic engagement and complex by using question, problem, or challenges. So meaning, problem-based teaching, project-based teaching, used by the teacher. Commonly na to, pero let us discuss pa din anyway. Kasi problem-based, project-based teaching used by the teacher in every after class. Kasi some of us are given by the projects para mas maintindihan natin yung lesson. But the main reason behind this approach is this allows the students to discover or extend their efforts, their time on making things. Instead na nakikinig lang sila dun sa lesson mo, the students are able to understand deeply what you are saying kasi ginagawa na nila yung bagay na dinidiscuss mo. Ano example ito? Project-based. Minsan, in the subject ng TLE, meron tayo dibang mga ginagawa, especially in the elementary grade. We are teaching them on how to dito yung pagtatahi, di ba? Imbes na basta mo na lang siya dinidiscuss, what if ituro natin siya kung paano nga ba talaga magtahi by demonstrating it, di ba? Project-based. By allowing them to, dito yung cross-stitch, giving them the task to do cross-stitch either inside the classroom or sa bahay nila. So, that is a good example of project-based. Next up is integrative teaching. It is a well-organized, anchored in real-life situation. Sabihin, nagtuturo ka lang hindi basta for academic purposes. This involves a real-life situation. Halimbawa, sa edukasyon pagpapakatao, hindi ka lang basta-basta nagtuturo kung paano maging isang magpakatao. Bagkus, ginagamitan natin ito ng real-life situation para mas maging realistic and mas madaling maintindihan ng mga bata. Next up is Next up is the multidisciplinary teaching. It is an approach to the curriculum integration which focuses primarily on the different discipline and diverse perspective they bring you straight to a topic or scheme. So meaning, multidisciplinary teaching is a strategy that used by the teacher to learn in various ways. In many ways, double ways. Okay, sabihin nito, you allowing them, your students, to have their reasoning skills, develop their reasoning skills, and construct knowledge. Dito din papasok yung research base kasi nananaliksik sila sa mga various of topics. Ang pinaka-best example dito or activity na pwede natin gawin dito sa multidisciplinary para mag-boom siya is what you call debate. Kasi meron silang multiple reasons and multiple questions sa both sides, di ba? Next up, collaborative learning. It is an educational approach of using to enhance learning through working together. So meaning collaborative learning allows your students to work together by group, big group or small group, maalin. And yeah, the benefits of collaborative learning includes developing higher level thinking, oral communication, self-management, and leadership skills. Napakadami pong benefits na pwede natin makuha when using collaborative learning. It is a good use or approach para sa multi-classroom. Next topic is about the spiral progression approach. The idea of this approach is to expose the learners into a wide variety of concepts, of topics, and discipline until they mastered it by studying over and over again. Meaning, ito yung ginagamit natin, usually nakikita na natin to at nararanasan in the Philippine educational system. Like for example, once na tumapak tayo sa grade 3, matututo tayo ng subject na science. Meron tayong science 3, di ba? So meaning, once na tumapak tayo sa grade 4, yung pinag-aralan natin sa grade 3, for example, the states of matter, madadagdagan niya na madadagdagan. So, nagdidip lang at lumalalim yung vocabulary ng teacher and yung mastery nung topic. Padagdag ng padagdag. Halimbawa, in grade 3, states of matter, meron tayong solid, liquid, and gas. Pero pagtapak natin ng grade 4, meron pa din siyang components. Andiyan na papasok yung mga condensation, yung melting, yung freezing, yung evaporation, yung plasma. Diba? So, that's a good example of spiral progression and approach. Okay, next up is contextualized teaching. So, this strategy designed to link the learning of basic skills and academic or occupational content by focusing teaching and learning directly on creating applications in specific context that is the interest of the students. Katulad nga ng sinasabi ko, best example is TLE class. So, hindi ka lang basta-basta nagtuturo, you are teaching them on how to use it in a real life situation. Kung paano magluto, kung paano tayo maglaba, kung paano tayo magtahi, and napakarami pang iba. And lastly, it's the inquiry-based. Inquiry-based learning is a learning and teaching approach that emphasizes students' question and idea, and observe this form of learning enhance the comprehension rather than just memorizing the facts and taking notes. So, this helps the students to develop their hearing ability and their reasoning ability. This also includes on how hindi sila umasa sa notes nila. Instead, yun nga yung awareness nila dun sa class are nade-develop. These are the benefits of the inquiry-based learning. Enhance the learning experience of the children, teacher skills needed for all areas of learning, fosters curiosity in students, deepens the students' understanding of the topic, and allow them to take ownership of their learning. So as the conclusion for this first session of us, so in the field of education, alam naman natin na patuloy itong gumogrow. And sa pag-grow nito, damay natin ang the multi-grade. It has also developed the various teaching style or teaching strategies and approach. And by that, napakadami nating pwedeng pamilian. But in this session, pipili tayo kung ano yung pinakang effective na gamitin natin in the multi-grade. And me, as your facilitator, I highly recommended the strategy called collaborative learning. Bakit? Kasi they are a mixed group, di ba? Composed of grade 1, 2, and 3. Despite of their difference, and alam naman natin, some of them are good at writing, some of them are not good in reading, but some of them are good in reasoning skills. So, by grouping them in a various small group, maybe, tinutulungan natin silang ma-develop yung or mapuno yung pagkukulang ng bawat isa sa grupo. And by that, having a balance or equally balanced na pag-prepare natin sa mga grupo-grupo, this allows us to have more effective in the teaching multi-grade class kasi napupunan nga nila yung pagkukulang ng bawat isa at dahil doon, mas napapadali natin yung penetration ng ating lesson. So, This ends our first session, and I hope to see you soon, guys. Thank you.